disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's going on?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network, and on Mondays, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gaddings, Chris Walker, and Angel Diaz. Tuesdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesdays, the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And Thursdays, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with myself, Joe Hartley, and Angel Diaz. For more information, you can just check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. And don't forget about the main app, the Martial Arts Center Network app. Joe, it is showtime. What is happening?
Work.
That's it. Just work.
12 hours. Just work.
Is it mandatory 7 days, or do you still got your days off?
No, I've been working my days off. So
You've been working on your days off?
Yeah.
Okay, so no days off right now.
No days off.
Probably not to the new year, huh?
I'm gonna make the money while I can because they haven't offered it a lot, especially for my show. So make a little extra money. You know, I say this every year. Right after Christmas, I got the girls' birthdays. So Ava's on the 17th, Layla's on the 23rd. You know, Ava's going to be 18 this year, which blows my mind. So I figure, and I don't know how, but we got to figure out how to get her a car. She's going to be driving. So.
Carvana, man.
So
I know they're not a sponsor.
That's where my wife got. That's where my wife got her van. So.
That's the only way I'm getting a car from now on, man. I'm not doing the whole go to a lot, stand around and wait and
they
wait.
Got so many more ways to do that now. They got Vroom, even Auto Trader now is allowing you to do all that.
Yeah, that's cool, but I'm not waiting around a lot anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not waiting around the show. It's so boring going to buy a car and having to wait and wait and wait for the damn car. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Not only that, but like I don't like dealing with salesmen.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, I know too many salesmen. So like, I tell them all the time, it don't work on me. You're a little.
Yeah,
I know car salesmen. My wife did sales. My dad did sales. Like, I'm not. I could probably outsell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it when I'm approached with somebody that is a salesperson and they're acting like a salesperson. I don't. That's an instant.
I get it. That's your money. I understand that. Like, there's nothing against me, but I feel like a lot of them are just slimy and it drives me nuts. So no, when I show up, I've already looked at probably one or two cars on your lot online. I know what I want. I'm going to test drive them. You know, I used to bring my dad with me. Now I probably I got a buddy who's a mechanic. Like, I bring someone who knows cars with me so they can listen, they can look and know, okay, I'm not buying a lemon unless I'm buying a new car. And then if I like the car, I'm gonna buy it. That's how I work. Like, I'm not trying to be sold on some, you know, bull crap that's in your lot that you're trying to get rid of. So, but yeah, for my daughter, I just want something safe, man. So I got lucky. My first car was right after I graduated, so I had a little money from the graduation. I got to go, and I just got like a simple Saturn SL1, nice car, brand new. Drove it for 6 years. Then I got another Saturn, drove that for another 6 years, and then I started buying like used cars. And then the one I got now has been the best car I've had. It's used, but it was only a few years old, but it was still in pretty good shape. I got lucky with that. So, and even I had already negotiated the price for it. And when I got there, the bank tried to like renege on the original price they gave me. And I told the lady right now, I said, there's no way you had me drive all the way out here and now you're trying to upsell. I said, no, I'll take my business somewhere else. And she looked at me like, oh, no. Yeah, I see it here now. Like, I'm like, yeah, you're trying to pull a fast one on me. They were trying to up $100. I said $1,000 down, $250 a month. That's all I'm paying. She tried to say, oh no, was it $1,200 and $350? I'm like, no, I'm not paying you $350 a month. I already said $250. I said, I'll go somewhere else for my financing. She got her stuff together. I don't know if she put it on the back end or what, but I was like, how you think I'm gonna drive all the way here and then I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, you're right. No, I pay what I want to pay.
Yeah, I had last time I got a car was 5 years ago, 2020. And I got my Journey, but before I got the Journey, I had an appointment at a lot, and it was in Novi. So I drove out to Novi, and mind you, this is summer 2020. Like, we're technically still kind of, keeping our distance and kind of shut down. And so I get to the appointment, and I'm waiting around for half an hour just in the lobby, waiting around for a half an hour, and no one says, "Can I help you? Hey, how you doing?" Nobody says anything.
Oh, I'd have been out.
And 15 minutes later, after being there for about 30 minutes, somebody comes up to me and says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm here to see such and such." Okay, and that just so happened to be the guy. He's like, "I'll be with you in 1 second." I said, "Okay, cool." Then it was another 15 minutes, and he hadn't came back, so I left. I was like, "That's it. I'm out. I'm not doing this because I'm already been here an hour. It's 45 minutes, and I haven't even started anything."
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh." And I just came home. I just jumped on Carvana and I went ahead and got it. I was like, "That's it. I'm not doing this no more."
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It's so simple. It was just so simple, And I'm in the comfort of my own house, taking care of everything. And a couple days later, the car pulls up, and that's it. So
yeah, other than that, the kids are doing all their stuff, normal stuff, everything like that. They already got a snow day tomorrow. We got the email like right during dinner. That was crazy.
mhm.
So I guess the
Did they go
weather's
yay? Did they happy?
Of course they're happy. Well, you got to remember, it's not just the kids, even my wife too. So
Yeah, she said yay too.
I mean, anytime you get a day off,
Mhm.
so they got a lot going on with that anyway. So that was good for them.
They
I'm
haven't
gonna
closed Detroit schools yet.
I'm gonna have to schlep my butt to work in that 5 inches of snow or whatever they're calling for.
See, at least you get to drive someplace and stay.
Yeah.
I have to go to store to store to store. I have to visit stores now. Days like today and yesterday, like I just reach out to my manager, be like, "Hey, and sometimes I can go to stores that's real close to my house, and I'll just instead of going to 10, I might just go to 5 that day, and I can do some stuff from home, some
How many
reports.
miles you drive a day?
Hmm?
How many miles you usually drive a day?
It varies. It varies. Just kind of
50, 70, 100?
it varies. Like, and I mean that. I really, I really mean it varies because sometimes I have to go out. Well, right now I'm not going to any national retail stores, so I'm not visiting any Walmarts or Targets right now. So I'm not driving out to Chesterfield. I'm not driving out to. I think right now the farthest I drive is to Flint. So I have to go out to Flint and
That's a
do some
drive.
visits out there. And sometimes, and then I gotta go to Toledo also sometimes. So those are the two farthest that I go, but I don't go there every day. I might go to Toledo once a month. I might go to Flint once a month.
Okay, that's not
Uh,
too bad.
yeah, but right now we're just focusing on the independent wireless stores. So I'm pretty much spending most of my time now in Dearborn, Hamtramck, and Warren. And every now and then, I have a couple stores in the Pontiac area, but I'm not right now because of the national retail. Like Best Buys and Targets are all over the place. So
Yeah.
I'm driving a little bit more when I got to go to those stores. But when I don't
Okay.
have to go to those stores, it's not that bad. It kind of varies anywhere from between 20 and 70 miles a day. Yeah. So
All right. Lastly, man, it's fantasy playoff time, and you know what? I had a good season this year. I'm the number one in like 3 or 4 leagues.
I was say you had 10. You got you had 10
Well,
leagues or
yeah,
so.
but I had a bad season last year. I think I made one playoff, and I was one and done out of that. So
Okay.
I was number one in the Inside Scoop League, first time for that. So and we knocked Jeff out. So Jeff's been the 3-time champ, I think.
Oh
And so
wow.
Jeff didn't make it this year. So everyone was it's funny because everyone was like, that was everyone's goal this year. Just don't let Jeff keep winning this dog.
You know what's funny about that is I didn't even know Jeff was into football. I didn't think
football and basketball.
See, I never, I did not know that, and I didn't think Jeff likes anything else except for sport karate. Honestly, he knows so much about sport karate.
He does multiple. I don't think he does as many leagues as I do, but he'll hit me up every once in a while and ask me some questions about some of his other leagues. So, I know he does at least 2 or 3 because we were talking recently about some of his other leagues and everything like that. And then Alex wanted to do basketball this year, so I think we got 8 people in basketball, and I'm 7-0 in that.
I feel like basketball and baseball and hockey,
they're harder.
It's too many damn games, man. It's so many damn games.
Well, for those games, you draft your team, and then there's a button you can click on, and it just starts all the starting people because it is hard. If you like when I first started playing that, it was hard to keep track of because every day you had to go in and make changes, and then if there was like people getting hurt, it was really hard. But now they got smart and they got like a where you can set all your leagues and then you just check and make sure that you like what it looks like for the day. But it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, they are a little more difficult.
Yeah.
When the football is only the football's only like 3 days out of the week, and it's one game for each team. So yeah. So I was happy about that. We'll see how that goes for the season. But even if I just get a couple of championships, I'll be happy because last year was the first year I didn't make like any of my playoffs. So I was kind of bummed about that last year.
How did you feel about the college football playoff bracket? You okay with that?
No, I mean Notre Dame got screwed, but of course if Notre Dame is on the bubble, they're going to get bounced. They're not in a conference.
Exactly.
That's on them. I realize it's not fair. I'm not saying it's fair, but I know
I'm saying it's fair.
If you're playing to make money and you got these conferences that are all bringing in money and they're bringing in more, and you're just out here going, yeah, well, we're independent. You're gonna have to ball out, and that's all there is to it. So the second I saw them on the bubble, I was like, yeah, they're gonna get bounced, and it is what it is.
If I'm Notre Dame, I mean, because you have to make sure that you're playing good teams, also, yes. and they they by them not being in the conference, sometimes they get by and not play anybody, and somehow they find their way into the tournament of some form of fashion or playing for the championship. But if I'm in Notre Dame, I would make sure that I'm playing Michigan every year and I'm playing Ohio State every year. If you're playing those two teams every single year, you should be guaranteed not to have that issue anymore.
True.
I would think, So I don't feel sorry for him, but I know a lot of people complain about the playoff system. I don't. I'm fine with it. I mean, 12 is better than 10 years ago when they only picked 2 people and they just randomly picked 2 teams. I never agreed with that system.
We're never going to be happy.
No,
it's always going to be a team that everybody thinks should have got in. There's always going to be a team that everybody hates that got in. It's just the way it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not surprised that Ohio State lost to Indiana. I'm not surprised at all because when I looked at their schedule, I mean, I didn't think they played anybody very good. So you didn't know how good they were going to be when they played against another good team. I mean, they played Texas at the beginning of the year, and that game was 7-14. That doesn't mean, and they won that, but that didn't mean that they were really good. And the rest of the year, they didn't play anybody. So I wasn't really surprised that Indiana beat them because we weren't sure about them. So just like now, I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs because now they're going to start playing decent teams now.
We'll find out.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. Do you have it's the holiday season? Do you watch the different holiday specials that come on every single year?
The movies?
Yeah, the movies, man. Like, do you have movies that you watch or cartoons that you watch or anything like that?
Oh yeah, all
of them.
Yeah, but my favorite is A Christmas Story, which I get crap for all the time, but I don't care.
Why you get crap for it?
I don't know. People tell me it's a stupid movie, but I like it.
When I was a kid, I hated it. I did not like it at all when I was a kid because, like I told you before, man, I couldn't watch TV through the week, So, but my parents did let us watch TV when the holidays came around and those specials came on. So if you have a Bugs Bunny, Christmas or Garfield Christmas, whatever, Santa Claus coming to town, Rudolph, Frosty, all that stuff we got to watch.
Yeah.
And when Christmas Story would come on, I would get excited because I'm like, okay, cool. And every year I forgot that it is live. It's not a cartoon.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see the cartoon stuff. I'm like, Christmas, okay, cool. So some cartoon about about Christmas, and I see that boy, I see Ralphie. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And I never watched it as a kid. I didn't watch that movie until 2007. That was the first time I actually watched the movie. Now I had seen pieces of it, but I had never watched the movie from beginning to end until 2007, and I've watched it every year since 2007.
Dad is my favorite part of the whole movie.
The dad?
The dad is the best.
The old man.
When he got that lamp because it was a prize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And his wife just hated that lamp, and he's outside. It's a prize. It's a trophy.
Yeah.
For what? He didn't even know what it was for.
I think me and Melissa went there this last summer.
I remember.
And I got the T-shirt. I got the T-shirt that says it's a major award. I got the T-shirt, and I'm wearing it on Christmas Day. I'm gonna wear that with my ugly sweater, and one day I'm gonna buy one of those legs. I'm gonna put it in my window. One day I'm gonna do that.
Me too.
They had a bunch of different ones.
And our wives are gonna throw us out.
They had a bunch of different ones at the Christmas Story Museum. Little ones, big ones. They're affordable. Some not so much affordable, but but they had a lot of different sizes there. But one day I'm gonna get one as part of our Christmas decorations. So, but yeah, man. So I'm making my way through those movies now. I've seen Elf this year. I've seen the Rudolph and Frosty and Santa Claus Coming to Town. I watched those. What else have I watched? I just watched something else the other night. I can't think of what it was. But I tried. Huh?
Charlie Brown Christmas.
I haven't seen Charlie Brown yet. I am going to. It's on Apple Plus.
Yeah. And
when I got this new laptop, they gave me 3 months of Apple Plus, so I'll have it to watch. Perfect. I haven't seen that one yet. I watch. Do you watch It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
I watched that one. That for a long time, that was one of my favorites. I always watched it every Christmas Eve, and that movie used to come on a lot when we were kids because no one owned the rights to it, so every channel used to play it all the time. Yeah. And I was one of those kids that was always so excited about Christmas. I couldn't sleep Christmas Eve, so I would stay up and just watch that movie over and over and over. It'd go off one channel, I'll turn to another channel, skip it through the channels, and I'll find it and I'll watch it, or I will watch either that or A Christmas Carol, Scrooge. Yeah. I watched one of those. Those are the only two things that were playing all night, all the time. And with A Christmas Story, it would be some different variation of it. Either the George C. Scott one or it'll be some other old one. So I will watch those all the time until I finally dozed off. And me and Trav would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to open our stuff.
Yeah, see, Greg and I would try and go down like that, and my mom and dad would be like, "Go back to bed." Santa didn't come yet. Yeah, wait till it's light out.
Now my parents, 5 o'clock was the time that we would get up. Now, but my son is not like that. My son is not like that. He does not wake up on Christmas until 8 or 9 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah. 8 or 9 o'clock. That's crazy. He's never been one of those kids that get up
at like 7, maybe 6.
Mm-hmm. That's what time DJ gets up. She'll wake up around that time. So it kind of works out perfect. So we'll do Christmas here at the house, opening up the gifts with DJ and Melissa, and then I'll throw my clothes on and go over to my son's house and be with him while he opens his gifts. And then come back to the house, and then at that point, Christmas is pretty much over with, and I'm just watching TV for the rest of the day and relaxing. Vacation starts then for me.
Nice. Now, see, we'll do Christmas at home, and then we alternate between her parents. So whatever. I think this year it's my father-in-law. We'll make our way over there, and they got a whole process, and then I think we usually go to her aunts for that family, or they stay there. Depends on but we try to get everything done, and then we'll do the family thing. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Have some food, eat. I'll be watching football. I'm sure there's Christmas football.
Basketball in the
Yeah,
evening.
basketball. I think there's
Yeah.
both.
This year, is it Christmas on Thursday? Is it a Thursday this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it might be both then. So
Nothing but fun.
yeah. All right. Other than that, man, I'm just waiting on my vacation to start, man. I'm going through the motion. My stores are doing real good, and I'm trending upward to end the year. So
That's good.
it's pretty. It is good, but I don't have anything to do really now. I go in and I'm just kind of saying the same stuff and talking to these retailers about the same stuff that they already know about. So, like I said, it's kind of messed up when they took away the Targets and Walmarts for this time, because now because I could kill time going to those stores talking to those guys. I mean, the Walmart people, I didn't like talking to them, but at least it gave me something to do, because those people changed so much. I was always talking to new people about my company and stuff. So, so you all done with your shopping?
We'll get started on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish stocking stuffers and stuff at the stores. And so I know we got lists, and we know what we're gonna get. We just gotta make it happen.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not going to be done until next weekend. I know that.
Yeah.
Now that's next weekend. So all we do is spend money, man. That's it. As adults, that's all we do, man. So I changed car insurance, right?
No,
I didn't talk.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did talk to me about that.
Yeah. So I did get the AAA, and I used AAA already because my car battery died the Saturday. So I came home Friday. Came home, got done with work about 4 or 5 o'clock. Came home, parked the car, didn't have to go anywhere till Saturday around 6 in the evening. I told Melissa, I was like, okay, I'm about to go grab us some dinner. I'll come back, go out, start the car doesn't start. I didn't feel like calling AAA, Saturday night. It's already dark, it's already cold. I'm not about to let the car run, at night.
I love AAA, man, but for some reason they always take at least an hour.
At least they took more than an hour. So I got up on Sunday, and I jumped on the app, and it was like a 2-hour window between 2 and 4, and this is like 10 o'clock. And it's like I can't.
They gotta connect you with somebody. They gotta connect you with somebody.
Yeah.
And the stupid thing is, I'll go and look. There's 3 AAA towing areas in my area, and they pick the one that's like all the way in BFE. I'm like, what? Yeah. I don't understand that. That dude's 45 minutes away. I'm like, dude, Bob's right there.
Yeah.
I can see him on the map. What's wrong with Bob? Yeah. No, man, they don't pick Bob. They go to Jeremy, 45 minutes away. I'm like, what the heck? I don't get that.
Yeah. So had that happen, but now this is the second time that's happened in the last month. So now I'm like, okay, the battery must be going at this point, because I shouldn't have to have a car jump twice within a month. So I'm like, all right, well now, they gave me a quote for a new battery, $308 for a new battery. So I'm like, all right, well, let me knock out this Christmas shopping, and then then I'm gonna buy myself a battery, So that's what I have to look forward to. So
yeah,
fun times. All right, man. Let's talk about another thing I got to watch besides the Christmas shows is Kingdom episodes 3 and 4. I just watched these last night. One thing about Kingdom, man, it's been a long time since I've seen this stuff, so I don't really remember everything. I just kind of have an overall idea of everything.
I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
So that's crazy, because this one, we only saw the mom for like a hot minute in one of the episodes. Jay had went and stopped and gave her some money for food, and we realized she's working a corner. So for whatever reason, she's a junkie and she's a prostitute. They grazed over that a little bit. They kind of get into it a little more. So she's in a car, and she's talking about art school and all this stuff. We have no idea who she's talking to. But at this point, because we know her lifestyle, she's probably talking to a John. So, and sure enough, after this conversation, like she's telling this John her whole life story. I'm like, I realize like nobody likes awkward silence. But why are you telling this dude? Like it's a young kid, first off, and then when he does pull up, like to where this is gonna all go down, she walks in as like 8 college kids. So this is, I'm like, hopefully they paid extra for this because dang. And what is she? She's got to be like in her 40s or 50s, right?
I don't think she's in her 50s. She does not look that old to me. Like I'm talking about the real actress. She doesn't look as old as I would think she's supposed to be.
No, to these kids, she's gonna be pushing cougar status.
Yeah, but these kids, I mean, they're gonna take what they can get. Like these, obviously, they don't care.
She, they said something about it, and the kid was like, "Yeah, this is what we got. Deal with it."
Yeah.
And she goes in, she makes up a little I don't even know, heroin, I guess I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
And takes a bump and then or a shot in her toe, and then she goes out and gets ready for the party. And we're just like, okay, that's how that goes down. And then the opening sequence starts, and I was like, all right, this is going to be a story about the mom. But then we get into Alvy. He's at the gym, he's cleaning up some blood, which he doesn't seem very happy about. I guess he has a person that's supposed to do that, but they're not there for whatever reason. And then he does a workout, and during his workout, he pulls something, probably his knee, because that's where he's getting the injections and everything.
Yeah, he was doing deadlifts, right? He was working out with weights. He hurt himself. I never understood. I don't think kids are training at this place. This martial arts gym does not look like a place that a parent would bring their kids.
Yeah,
this looks like a strictly fighter gym. This doesn't even look like the type of place that casual people would want to train. Like this looks like a hardcore MMA gym.
And I think that's what he wants it to be.
He does want it to be that, but I don't. And from what they're saying and how they're saying it in the show, I don't think that's the best way to make money. I think it needs to be primarily a place for the average person, and then you have classes and times for your pro people. Because I think the average people are the people that's going to bring money in if you're trying to have this type of gym. But you can't look like this. I mean, this looks like a old warehouse. Like this looks like the type of place where people who are bodybuilders would train. That's fine. Boxers, that's fine. But I'm not trying to have women's self-defense classes here or cardio kickboxing classes here. And that's the money maker in the kids classes. Those are the kind of classes that's going to keep the money coming in.
So we see Ryan working his new job at the disposing of rats, and he's kind of doing whatever. And then we see Lisa walks into the gym. We're back to Alvy, and the front door girl tells Lisa that Alvy's in his office, facing his knee, and she tells him, she gets on him a little bit about, why are you in here doing deadlifts when you know you got a bad knee? And he's like, whatever, I'm not old. Like he's playing this game like he's younger than he thinks he is, but he's got this old injury. And then she gets a call from Jay, who we know probably spent the night in the jail. So I guess he calls her so he doesn't have to deal with his dad. And she bails him out. And she even kind of mentions she's not gonna say nothing to Alvy, and she likes having Jay at the gym. And she also says she'll get him a fight. Because he's like, the dad ain't trying to get me a fight. And she's like, why would he? You burn everybody that you burn every bridge, man. She's like, if you want, I'll get you a fight. So he's like, all right, if you think so. So apparently his relationship with Lisa, his dad's girlfriend, is better than his relationship with his own dad. Which is interesting.
I would think that she was probably his friend first, though, because Ryan is one of his best friends.
Yeah, him and Jay.
Yeah, and she was Ryan's fiance. So I would think, and they look like they're around the same age. She looks young.
Yeah.
So I don't think they ever talk about this in the show. This is just me theorizing.
No, I think you're right though. That makes sense.
Yeah. So they probably knew each other from before and probably hung out and everything.
In episode 1, when Jay and Ryan are having a conversation, Jay mentions like that you should be angry with Alvy for taking your girl. It's like, I know I would, pound the guy. And Ryan played it off cool, but what comes out of Ryan's mouth and Ryan's actions are usually two different things.
Yeah, I think Ryan he had some screws loose himself. That's what I think.
But I think he's trying to do better. That's why he says all the right things, but then some of his actions, like continuing to reach out to Lisa, even though like she acts like she wants nothing to do with him, and Alvy kind of said, "Is this going to be a problem?" He still does stuff like that. Even when they're around each other, he kind of, interacts a little bit. So he says he's okay with everything, but then, like I said, his actions show that he's really not okay with it. He's just trying to play it off. And not be that angry, exploding guy anymore, which is fine. But all that stuff's going to build up eventually if you don't get it out. We see Nate starting physical therapy, and we meet a new character, Tatiana. She's his physical therapist, and she's gonna, help him with his leg and whatever else he needs to do for the physical therapy. And all he's thinking about is like, when can he fight again? And that's all his dad's thinking about too. And it's like, dude, I'm like, you were just in the hospital for 2 weeks. Like, calm down.
This character doesn't seem to have very much of a personality. He seems very quiet and alone, and he doesn't have like his own group of friends or anything. It doesn't seem like, as of right now. He seems pretty like a loner.
I think they explore more of that in season 2, if I remember, because of the one's situation where he's not being true to himself. So I think that's what that ends up being about, more or less.
But in this season, it just makes him look weird.
It does, 100%. You're not wrong. It does make him look really weird. Ryan and Alvy have a conversation about what to expect for the upcoming fight camp and getting ready to get a fight. Did Alvy book him that fight yet? I can't remember. In the last episode, or is that in this episode?
I think it's in this one.
Okay, then we'll get to that. Jay goes to visit his mom, and he meets, I guess Terry is her pimp.
Yes, that's exactly who it is. Yes.
Because he acts like a pimp, but he also kind of acts like a boyfriend. So, I guess maybe they go hand in hand.
Yes, they do.
And he has to pay to go up and see his mom, which is just so crazy to me. Like, I get the idea, I get the concept. You don't want to cause any waves, but that's not Jay's way. We all know Jay's eventually gonna do something to get at Terry. Like that's just inevitable, especially the way Terry acts. So when he shows up, of course the mom freaks out. One, she thought a John was coming in, so she was getting ready to be very friendly. And of course, right away he's like, "Mom, it's me." Thank God, because God, that would be weird. But then, what's
weird about that is the writing of this show. You would think that, based upon what I said before, that this will be Nate's character that will be doing this, trying to get his mom bring his mom back around. But it's Jay, and Jay's the bad boy. Yeah. He is the one that is borderline a gangster.
And I get why you would say that, but I think Nate, although him and his dad have their own issues, I think he believes more of what the dad says about the mom, because it sounds like the mom was a junkie and left, or was driven away by Alvy early in Nate's life. So Jay knows more and tries to tell Nate more about why the mom is the way she is. But I think Nate is more like, nah, I believe dad, screw her, she's a junkie, blah 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 blah.
Now, did they say that Alvy left them and mom raised them though? Or did Alvy raised the boys? I can't remember. I think they spoke on it, but I can't
I think
remember.
they had a bad relationship, and then Jay said that Alvy was cheating all the time, and was more worried about fighting and everything than taking care of a family, and drove her to drugs. And then when she started using heavily, that it sounded like Alvy took over. But I mean, it doesn't sound like he's been dad of the year at all.
No, not at all.
At least according to Jay. And
Yeah.
even like I said, Nate and him still have a rocky relationship. I think Nate likes him more as a coach and less as a dad.
Well, yeah, it's hard to find out what Nate's relationship is with him because he's so quiet.
Yes.
And he's up to himself. He doesn't really express himself or talk. At least up to this point, he's not doing that. So it's kind of hard to get reading on him.
So Jay's whole purpose of visiting with his mom, he covers her up with his sweater and he leaves her with the sweater. He also gave her a cell phone to get a hold of him, a burner phone, so just for her. It's got his number program. So he's just hoping to establish more of a relationship and get his mom out of this bad situation that she's in, which, right now she's not ready to get out of it. She's scared of Terry, which is crazy because I mean, Jay could. I don't care if Terry has her thing was Terry has a gun. They don't give a damn about a gun. Jay probably has his own guns.
Also, yeah, he definitely does. But also, well, I don't know, man. He looks like he might be a felon. He looks like he has a history. But also, she is not in her right mind. She's under the influence also.
Yeah.
And when women get into this position, they don't think they can go anywhere else. There's nowhere else for them to go. They're pretty much stuck in the situation that they're in also. So she probably does not feel comfortable leaving. She's not in her right mind. And Jay knows that.
Yeah, so I mean, but he's trying real hard. So LV goes to visit Ryan's parole officer, and LV should have looked at the guy right away and known he's not going to convince him of anything. Or at least he would have had to pay him or something. But I don't even think this guy, he looks very straight laced. I don't think he would have took it rough either.
No.
So that doesn't go well. And I mean, honestly,
that kind of made sense though.
No, I said the same thing. The guy, like, he's literally like, I don't like Ryan going to a place of violence when his crime was violent.
Right.
So I get it. It's 100%. So Alvy leaves that situation and decides he'll pull an end around where he will talk to the employer instead, see if he can work out something. And that definitely, when he shows up, you definitely can tell he can definitely work out something with that guy. Before that happens, though, the dude at the halfway house that Ryan punched out the first day, I guess he has a thing against Keith. So this right here, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the biggest turd on the planet. You do something like that. This dude was cleaning a toilet, took the sponge with the toilet water in it, and basically squeezed it on his head. I don't care if I'm the biggest wiener on the planet, man. Like Keith is, you're getting stabbed.
Yeah.
You're getting stabbed. That's disgusting. That is so nasty and disgusting. Like, you should have turned around and you should have punched him right in the Adam's apple. And if he died, oh well.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that was nasty.
Yeah. Keith doesn't seem like the type of person that's stable either, though. At all.
I agree. But you just dumped dirty poop water on me, man. Like, this is a problem.
No, what I'm saying is everyone who's in this house, people know when somebody's not 100% there. Okay. Like, these other guys are bad guys. This guy seems like he really is crazy. Like, we might be just bad guys, but we're bad guys that got common sense. Yes. He is somebody that does not seem like he's all there. I would not think that somebody would mess with somebody who's not all there because you don't know what they're going to do when they're going to snap.
Exactly.
So I'm not messing with anybody like that because, they might flip out one day and you're going to be prime target number one for that person. Leave those type of people alone. There's not going to be any type of negotiating with them when shit goes left.
We're at work and we got a couple people that, sometimes just seem like they could lose it one day. And so I told my buddy, I was like, I'm gonna tell you guys right now how you handle that. You go up to that person if you see someone like that, you go up to them, you introduce yourself, you shake their hand, and you buy them their favorite candy bar. And I swear to God,
Joe knows.
That's what I do. I do it, Gene. It works. I mean, they want to talk and stuff now, and that's fine. I'm like, I will talk to your crazy ass because when you come in here to start shooting people, you ain't shooting me.
I get it, man, because you work for the postal service, and we've seen too many things going on at the postal service. So
listen, man,
I get it, man.
I got 3 people that I talk to every single day. They're a little bit nutty, but it's okay. I've shook their hands. I know their names. I listen to their stories. It's okay. I'm like, yeah,
Anybody named Keith?
Not today. Nope, no Keith.
No Keith.
I got one that's kind of similar. So it works.
Yeah.
Alvy works out with the rat guy because he's basically like, dude, he's like, he has no problem with the situation, but he says, you know, now I'm going to be down a person, so you know, you got to compensate me for that. So basically, five grand. Now the thing that got me with this, $5,000 to me was kind of cheap. Although Alvy didn't have it, he had to sell a trophy to get it. But that's $5,000. I thought it would be like $5,000 every month. No, this was just $5,000 and we're good. That's getting out pretty cheap.
Yeah, I mean, because how much do you actually think Ryan is actually getting paid? He's probably getting paid minimum wage for what they do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
but Alvy tries to be slick and tell Lisa like, we need new canvas for this. So he's trying to get the money. Like if she would have been like, yeah, you're right, we need that, and given him the $5,000, and then there was no new canvas, what would he have done?
I don't know.
Like that
probably came up with another lie or something.
But that's so dumb. So he had a pride. I think you said it was a pride trophy, right?
Yep. Pride
so
trophy,
he went and sold it at a pawn shop. And the lady, I mean, she seemed like she was kind of sweet on LV because she gave him $4,000 for it. And she said that he was real big in Japan. So she had a guy that would probably take the trophy off his hands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he got that money. That was a nice trophy, but I don't know how anybody paying $4,000 for it.
Nah, no pawn shops around here are doing that.
I'll be like, yeah, you can have $100.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's what it seems like they always try and do, man. Is try and give you $100. I remember one time I went to the Guitar Center and I had purchased a piece of equipment from Guitar Center. Now, this piece of equipment was worth $1,000. I paid $1,000 for this equipment, right? And I had it for about a week. And then I had some bills that I had to get paid this year, years and years ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, well, you know what? Let me try and I couldn't find a receipt for it. So I said, you know what? I'll take this to American Jewelry and Loan. You know, what was that Hardcore Pawn, that place, right?
Yeah.
So I take it there and I see the son. He offers me $100 for it. I'm like, dude, like this thing is, you can look it up now. It's worth $1,000. I thought he was at least going to give me $600 or $700. He said $100. I was like, give me my shit. I walked up out of there. I went back to Guitar Center with it and said, hey, I just bought this last week. I cannot find a receipt, but I really need the money to do X, Y, and Z with it. And they looked it up, and luckily they had it. And so, oh yeah, we saw that you brought it back. They just looked at it and said, okay, we'll honor it. And they gave me the money. Cool. But I was like, this guy tried to really rip me off. You know, because I know they would have listed it. They would have gave me $100. They probably would have listed it for $800 or $900 or whatever, man. So, yeah, they were always on something different at that place, man.
Oh, they trying to make as much money as they can.
Yeah, but a trophy. I mean, unless it's an NFL ring or NBA ring, I can't see any pawn place giving anybody thousands of dollars. I don't even know if they would even buy a UFC belt for $1,000. I mean, $4,000. I don't know, man. That's maybe you're better off selling that stuff on eBay or your own private, marketplace on Facebook or something like that. You might get that money. I don't know about these pawn places.
Well, you just got to know what your stuff's worth to get them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have something really worthwhile and you tell them no, they'll give you what's right. So the Alvy worked out for Ryan to be dropped off, picked up by his job, so the parole officer could, keep track of that, but then dropped off at the gym and then picked up at the end of the day. That's what his $5,000 got him. At the same time before this, he was talking to his son Nate about PT, about you know, he's going to go with him to PT, and then afterwards they're going to go talk to the cops. Because basically Nate still hasn't said anything to the cops about like what's going on and everything like that. So they're trying to get to the bottom of that, and they want to know why Nate won't say anything.
Yeah, I don't even think they ever explained why he didn't say anything. He could at least told his dad or gave his dad a heads up.
Well, he does eventually.
Yeah, eventually, but I don't understand why he didn't. Like, why is he waiting to say anything? I didn't understand that. Go ahead.
Ryan's first day of training, he's got a lot of rust, and so it's not going well. He's getting a little pissed off. Alfie's trying to tell him, you know, we got to ease into it. You know, it'll get better. Da, 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 da. I think he's kind of like, let's hope it gets better because dang, it's not going real well right now. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, for bailing him out of jail, Jay, I guess, works the club or whatever. So he told Lisa
that's his job.
It is.
Yeah.
But he told Lisa to come by and he'll give her free drinks. So while Ryan's in the building, she decides to leave and take him up on his offer. And yeah, her and Jay are definitely get along a lot better than Jay and the stand. So and they're almost buddy here to the point where she mouths off to some guy and Jay right away comes up and busts my man out. Like she knew, like I thought maybe
she didn't even flinch.
That's what I was saying. She didn't even flinch. She knew Jay was gonna have her back. And this guy, he had no idea what he was getting himself into.
No, she didn't even look back in his direction, I don't think. You know, when Jay grabbed him or anything, she kind of just knew what was going to happen to him.
That's crazy confidence right there. That dude, which is crazy. Like, why would you do anything like that? Like, okay, you don't like the way she's talking to you. You should have just walked away from her. You know, because she wasn't wrong. Like, he's like, why don't you smile? Like, oh, yeah, smile, just fix everything. Like, dude, okay. If you like somebody or you find them to be pretty, like, that's not the way to get their attention, man. Just, but you know, people are dumb. So of course she gets completely wasted, and she goes home, and this is when she decides she's gonna like try to have a heart-to-heart with Alvy about the Ryan thing, which of course he's like, "Nah, you're wasted. We'll have this conversation tomorrow." And she told him like, you're a bulldozer," and she's not wrong. Like, a lot of the stuff that she brings up for the gym, a lot of the stuff in the Ryan situation, like he does just kind of bulldoze right over it. So not healthy. This we go back to the halfway house, and Ryan is trying to teach Keith how to stand up for himself. And to the point where he tells Keith to hit him, and he like starts making fun of him and making fun of the bear and just trying to get him to get aggressive at all. He still doesn't even hit him. He just slaps him. So, but I guess he says that's a start, which not really. I mean, you do that to somebody else, you're going to get knocked out.
Yeah, but I don't understand what is his. Why is he even talking to Keith like this? I understand they're roommates, so you got to be cordial and talk to your roommate, you know. But he seems like he wants to take Keith under his wing.
I think he feels bad for him, man. I mean, would you, if you watch somebody getting picked on like that? Honestly, I wouldn't be teaching them how to fight because more than likely they're not going to do anything anyway. But I would back them up.
First thing I would do is find out why the hell Keith is here, because obviously Keith is not a good guy either.
They already said why he was here. He was caught jacking it at the grocery store by the avocados or something.
Okay, I missed that part. I thought
that was like
he's in a halfway house for that.
Well, it was indecent exposure and, you know, something else. You got a few
I wouldn't
years
think that you would put somebody in a halfway house. I mean, I understand that you get arrested, but I would think you go to a halfway house because you came out of prison. Like, he went to prison.
Yeah, I know.
He went to prison for jacking off on the avocados.
I would have made up something better than that.
What? Guacamole? You would have made guacamole?
Yeah, I stabbed somebody or something. I don't know, man.
You would think that he has some type of issues, and I know that we're going to see more. We're going to find out what happens when you push Keith too far later. But I would have thought that maybe that, Ryan would have tried to get to know him a little bit more before he starts pushing his limits, because you don't know what this guy can do.
Well, you're not wrong, because
Yeah.
Ryan does find out what happens. It's crazy. Jay's having a nice meal with his mom, and I guess Terry must have felt some kind of way because he showed up. And first thing Jay says is like, "Leave us alone. She's off the clock." And that's when Terry realizes, like, okay, this is not a John. This guy's been around too many times, obviously. And he said, "Is this your son?" And the second he says that, he starts feeling the mom up in front of Jay, which I was like, what is wrong with this dude? Like, this guy, and I wouldn't be looking at Jay going, this doesn't look like a dude to mess with in front of mess with his mom. I don't care if you gotta go. He does not look like the guy to mess with.
No, not at all.
And you should have found out. Now, he's lucky he was in a public spot, because I don't know that I would have had the kind of restraint Jay had.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't care what you do. So they end up leaving, and he's still talking junk. I'm just thinking, yeah, that's not going to work out for you. Like, sooner or later, bud, like, it's over for you. And I'm pretty sure it's sooner. So, they walk away, and Jay is pissed. He's throwing stuff on the ground, and that's kind of how that episode ends. And then we go into the next episode. Yeah, a lot going on here. Like I said, the crazy thing about this, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of good fighting. There's a lot of story unfolding all the time. So the next episode starts off with Jay, and he's at like a Home Depot or something. And I'm looking like, what is this dude? He looking like he just ready to set up like he's ready to kidnap somebody or something.
You're not wrong.
I know. Like, at first, I'm like, okay, he's working on a project, but then, like, he's buying bars and stuff for a window. I'm like, okay, Jay, what are you about to do, bro? And then the funny thing is, I couldn't remember what he was about to do.
When I saw him
snatch Homeboy up and like keep him kidnapped for a few days or something.
I knew exactly what he was going to do when I saw him putting locks on the outside of his bedroom door.
Yeah.
I said, okay, now, I get what he's about to do now.
Because he told Nate, like, I'll tell you. He said basically, I'll tell you what's going on when you later, but for now, don't come home today.
Yeah.
Which is, Nate, I'm going, why do I live here? Like, seriously, why do I live?
Yeah.
Lisa pulls up to the gym, and there's a bunch of equipment being dropped off. And it's from the girl from the promoter who had talked to Lisa on behalf of her dad. I guess her dad's a big LV fan, and he wants to invest in the gym, and they don't want nothing to do with it.
Well, Alvy doesn't. Alvy definitely doesn't. And I think that Lisa doesn't.
Like didn't, but
right, but I think she's doing that because she knows Alvy doesn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, I agree. So, but I mean, my thing is this: if you didn't take 20 grand, which you could have used, why would you take all this equipment?
Well, they don't.
That's what I'm saying. But the people like that was less than 20 grand of equipment. So if you wouldn't take 20 grand, why would you take less than in equipment? Like the whole thing that Lisa and Alvy are trying to say is like, we don't want to owe you if we take something from you. And
what do you do in this situation? You have somebody that wants to invest in your business.
I'm taking the 20 grand and the equipment.
Because it looks like Alvy and Lisa are struggling business wise. Like Lisa has already said, we're going on fumes right now. So having investors actually could be beneficial. And you have an MMA gym. An MMA gym. That's what you guys have. I mean, what could they bring to the table except for promotion and marketing? And if they're bringing promotion and marketing to the table, it's going to help increase the amount of people that come to your gym.
And the thing is, if you're worried about them putting their hand into your business, just draw up a contract. Draw up a contract with something you can live with, and then you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't negotiate something that you can live with, then it doesn't happen, it doesn't work out. At least you tried.
Right.
It's really not that hard. I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
happens in all businesses eventually, but I don't know. Albie's stubborn.
So
Albie
it's not like another gym brand is trying to take you over though.
Yeah.
So I've been approached before by some of these national martial arts schools, and they wanted me to convert my school to one of them. And I just disregard the email. I'm not doing that, especially when I look at the salary they're gonna give me, like $40,000 or whatever. And I'm like, why would I do that? To be part of you and your affiliate. I don't think the average person does not know about these national karate schools. They look at just karate schools as the same.
Yeah.
I don't know why people sign up for these other schools. It's a little confusing to me.
Because they have a model and a plan. So
Mm-hmm.
if you follow their model and their plan, it usually works out pretty well. But
yeah.
hold on. What I've seen in the past is they just end up being more about money and less about the art.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, but I have a funny feeling of doing something like that when my last name is Plowden. I don't feel like I need to associate with another brand or another school or anything like that.
No, you'd be hurting yourself.
Exactly. If I have to follow someone else's curriculum.
Well, and when you have in fighting, you already have a superior curriculum. So
exactly.
You're already going to butt heads on that.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't see myself doing what another school. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, and like I said, the two that I've seen in the past 25 years, they're really dispersed after a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So usually the people end up saying we can do it better, and then 20 becomes 10, and then 10 becomes 5, and then if you're lucky, maybe 2. So and everybody you go to a club and you go, wow, this is run a lot like this place used to be, and they're like, oh yeah, we used to be them, but now we're here. Now we're at this. So I see a lot of that happening. So yeah, to me it's not a great, but if it works, it works. So Alvy did talk to a promoter, and the guy was excited about Ryan, but he's expecting the old Ryan. So which of course Alvy plays up. So Alvy acted like he wants to put him on the main card, but I don't think that guy said that. I think the guy said I'll put him on the card, but I don't think he necessarily said the main card, which I think Alvy was pushing a little.
Alvy said it, but I think the guy okayed it. But I don't think the guy initially had that in mind. I could be wrong.
I think something like that happens down the road, but I guess we'll have to wait. Because why would you headline a guy that you haven't seen fight in 5 years?
And the fight is 5 weeks away.
Yeah, that's crazy. So of course, and then Alvy sees the equipment, and he wants it gone. And so Lisa is trying to work on that the best she can, but how that goes.
And they just left it outside too. It wasn't the equipment wasn't even inside of the gym. It's just outside it looked like an alley. It didn't look like a parking lot. It didn't look like
it didn't get lifted, man.
Yeah.
So Alvy shows up to Nate's. He wants to take him to physical therapy, and then straight to the police. Which of course Nate's like, whatever. I'm a big boy. I could do it myself. But Alvy's like, nah, man, you gotta talk to the police because you're not talking to any of us. Which is a little bit crazy because, where was that going? Oh, because he's supposed to be training Ryan, and now Ryan has to go to the gym, and it's just Ryan and Lisa. Which he does tell Lisa, like, if you don't want me here by yourself, like, I get that. But she's like, whatever, no problem. I got work to do. So now he's got to do a workout by himself, and while Alvy takes care of the stuff that he's going to take care of. And meanwhile, Jay is having another lunch with his mom. And luckily, Terry doesn't show up this time. But after the lunch, he tries to take his mom. He's like, I can drive you home. And she says no. And then he actually knocks his mom out and puts her in the car. So now I'm going, oh, yeah. He wasn't trying to take Terry. He wanted to take the mom. And I guess his plan is to get her clean.
Mm-hmm.
Which that is crazy, man. Like, to just clean someone up cold turkey like that, that's going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least in rehab, what do they give you, like methadone or something like that?
I'm quite sure they do it a lot
Like, they give you
nicer and easier than what Jay's about to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, cold turkey is hard for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the mom's pissed. She's screaming and hollering, and I mean, we can't blame her. I mean, it is going to be good for her if she can get clean, but I mean, it's a rough way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And he's lucky he did this in broad daylight. He's lucky, like, somebody didn't see him call the cops.
Yeah, yeah, because that's kidnapping.
Yeah, and I mean, what would he be like? No, don't worry, it's my mom. That's not any better.
Yeah, and she's probably high, a little bit high, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that could have went all wrong.
So yeah, that's a little crazy, but okay, good luck, Jay. I mean, this is the kind of stuff Jay likes to do. Lisa talks to an old promoter friend, and apparently this guy is the bottom of the barrel because when he first walks in, he doesn't even talk to Lisa, he talks to Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, Ryan, hey, it's good to see you. It's been a while. And Ryan tells him, yeah, last time I saw you, you screwed me out of $500.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I thought you were trying to be a good boy. Like, he was trying to, like, mess with.
Oh no, yeah, I'm kind of on Ryan's side. If somebody owes me $500, I still want my $500.
Bro, don't go back to jail over this dude that owes you $500. Like, come on. That's all I'm saying. Like, dang. So Lisa works out a fight for Jay, but it's in 3 days, which is crazy.
Extremely crazy.
The guy has everything set up except for he doesn't have a venue. Now, how you set up fights if you don't even have a venue?
That's one of those things where, you're in situations and you see the red flags and you're not supposed to go do it. This is a red flag moment. Like, I probably wouldn't want to sign my fighter up for something like that. 3 days notice, and we don't even know where.
Yeah, but she don't have a choice because nobody else will talk about Jay. So I think her idea is, okay, Jay gets out there, she shows that she can keep him under control. He wins a fight. Maybe she get another fight and then start working her way up the ladder. Which
at that point,
good idea, but you never know.
At that point, also somebody's going to have to start. Lisa's going to have to start acting as his PR person, and is going to have to start taking him out and taking him places where people can see him and see that he's acting a little bit different, and he can possibly be a money maker. You're going to have to clean up his image. That's what she's going to have to do in order to get him some better promoters and better fights.
But the crazy thing is, after she gets this fight, she tries to call Jay, and of course, she's not going to go hold of Jay because Jay's busy dealing with his crackhead mom. So,
yeah, because he said that she was calling him all day and he hasn't been answering his phone.
So, I mean, she has to get a hold of him in person just to let him know. And then the second she tells him who the fight is with, not the fighter, but the promoter, he don't want to do it. But she's like, nobody else will give you a fight. Deal with it, fool. But she's not wrong. Again, she's not wrong. So while Nate's doing PT, Alvy's talking to another therapist, probably the head therapist, I'm assuming, about how his progression's going and when he can fight again. And the guy's basically like, I mean, it all depends on Nate's work ethic and, this and that and that and this.
You know what's messed up?
I'm going to say, 6 months you can fight or 2 months you can fight. Like, it's going to have to be on the person.
All of this that Alvy is doing does not make it seem like he actually cares about Ryan or Nate. It seems like he cares more about the gym and business, and getting these two guys back to fighting is going to bring more attention to the gym. And
100%.
That can go left real fast. If somebody that doesn't feel like you care about them and all I am is just a tool to make money or get you some money, then that can go left really, really fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot. And on top of that, like I said, he takes him over to the police station, and Nate gives nothing to the police. He first off, the detective wants to talk to Nate without Ellie, which is smart. But secondly, during the conversation, he realizes that Nate is lying and knows who did this. But he says, and he brings up, like, who are you protecting? Now, I guess that's one way to look at it. Like, are you protecting your dad? Because they said, ask your dad, or is he confused why they said that?
Yeah, I think he doesn't. I don't think he knows because remember, he was just riding his bike and he gets attacked. He gets hit by a car, and all of a sudden, people are on him, and then he hears them say something. So he could have been confused. He may not even know if he really heard what he really heard. But that's why I would have said something to my father if something like this happened to me.
The detective had mentioned that there were the two gangbangers were talking about beating up a fighter. So he already had suspects. He just needed Nate to confirm it, which he could have. And then
I don't think he could have because I don't think he had a chance to really look at him.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he got jumped, and they were hitting him with stuff, stomping him, kicking him. He didn't have a chance to get a good look at these guys.
So Alvy tells him he's got to come over for dinner, so he's hoping to pull it out of him at dinner. So he forces him to have this dinner where I guess he's gonna try to have a heart-to-heart, but we'll see if it works. Ryan leaves the gym early to go to the bar. Now he just had a piss test, so I guess in his mind he's thinking, okay, whatever, I'm gonna go have a few beers. Nobody's gonna know the wiser. And while he does that, he runs into a married woman, nonetheless. And
I thought this was a setup.
As far as what?
Huh?
As far as what?
Man, I thought like maybe this is a man in disguise. Maybe this is somebody that got something out for him. They're trying to rob him, trying to set him up. This just seemed like a weird interaction.
She was an out of towner looking for some strange.
Yeah, but this just seemed like a weird type of conversation to be having with a stranger. Like this doesn't normally happen like this.
I think Ryan was feeling down on himself. He was kind of having a F it moment. He should have been training. Then he had to talk with Lisa real quick. I think it all just set him off. So he's like, screw it. I'm gonna have a couple of beers. And then this chick comes along. And so he just had a little pent up everything that he had to release. And he did. He went ahead and released it.
Yeah, he did. He knocked the Mario coins out of her, man. He had her up, hemmed up in the bathroom. He did not give a damn.
I was never heard it referred to as that, but that is my new favorite thing. Knock the Mario coins. Good old Mario. I love it.
Don't sue me, Nintendo.
I mean, maybe we'll switch it to Sonic and then we'll put the
coins.
Yep, coins are coins.
Yeah, but like they're in the bathroom and he gets pretty much naked. And he's just banging her in against the door, against the wall. Like it's clear, like Ryan has some pent up aggression. Like he hadn't had none in 4 years.
I told you, man, he's acting too nice. He needs to go fight somebody. Is what he really needs to do. I mean, that's another option. Number 2 works too.
Yeah.
Jay goes through his mom's purse and he takes the key. So I guess he's looking to get her some clothes and stuff like that. And the second he goes to her place, who's there? Terry. Terry, it's not your day, bro. Because the second he sees Terry, he hides at first, and then Terry walks in and pulls the gun on him. But Jay gets the jump on him, takes the gun away, and then points it at him. And then we see Cherry's true colors. Because second he got that gun away from him and pointed at him, he basically peed his pants. And the funny thing is, Jay took the clip out the gun, he took the bullet, chambered the bullet out. And then he locked the door, and right there he said, "I ain't gonna kill you, man, but you're gonna wish I did." and he just knocked the dog crap out of this dude.
Yeah. Now
And
he
I was
really
like,
he's the one that got the Sonic coins knocked out of him. The
oh,
girl got the Mario coins. He got the Sonic rings knocked out of him.
yeah, it was like that. He's lucky that's all he got. I mean, that dude's gonna be in the hospital for a few days. He ain't gonna be talking to nobody. Because man, yeah, and that was we knew that was gonna happen eventually. Like it had to. So Ryan comes back and Alvy's like, "Where you been?" This and that, and he just says he went for a run. But Alvy can smell the alcohol on him, and he tells him about the fight that he got him. So now he's hoping the idea of a fight will get him to take it more serious. The camp.
I think this is pretty crazy though for this guy to be dropping Ryan off at the gym every day in front of all these other guys who have to go work.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of excuse are you using? Because somebody's going to tell, like, wait, man, like he's not doing the stuff that we got to do. That could be an issue later. I don't remember if it was or not, but it can be.
No, I don't think it ends up being one. Lisa ends up going back to have lunch with that promoter girl, and they're talking, and Lisa basically tells her, I need the equipment gone, and it's just this isn't going to happen right now. And we can have a nice lunch, or we can F off, basically. So I don't know if they're becoming buddies or not, or if this girl's going to still try to weasel away, because she puts it all on her dad. But I mean, something tells me she's not stupid. Like she knows this could work out in her favor if she could just get her foot in the door. But
yeah,
not going to replace Alvy unless he's bankrupt.
Yeah.
And then we go to Alvy and Nate at dinner, and Nate does drop on his dad. Like they said, tell your dad we said hi or whatever. And so then the dad he does now know what's going on. And so of course
he got to feel bad though.
Yeah, of course he felt bad.
Yeah.
How could he know beating the crap out of two guys that started stuff with him would have led to that? Like, I mean, it sucks. But I mean, if anything, they should have came after Alvy.
But this hurts more.
Oh,
if your son got hurt over you, like I definitely would rather somebody attack me than hurt my son. But then that's going to set me off on a different level now. It's probably in your best interest to hurt me than my kid.
So Nate shows up at the house, and now he knows what's going on with Mom and Jay, and of course he's pissed.
Yeah, he wasn't cool with that.
No, but Jay said, listen, man, go to your room, put some headphones on, and just let her scream it out for another couple of days, and when she comes down, everything will be fine. So I mean, I think I would have just stayed at my dad's, even if I'm mad at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to hear that, listen to that, and deal with that.
And then, of course, Lisa shows up to tell Jay about the fight. Jay's not into it, but she talks him into it because, I mean, come on, dude. It's the only way you're going to get a fight. You got to just start somewhere. Meanwhile, Nate and Tatiana are going out. So I don't know. I got to think there's something against client, PT, relationships, but maybe not.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, obviously not. I mean, maybe it wasn't a date, but it kind of looked like a date. So.
Well, she was there with other people, right? She was in that bar with other friends of hers.
I guess.
And she did invite him when they had the session. She did invite him to come hang with her and her friends. So,
I mean, it was the first time we see Nate do anything other than drink his smoothie and
get beat up.
Well, in practice. So I mean, it's the first time we seen him do anything that wasn't, just a lone wolf stuff. So I guess it was a good thing.
Yeah.
And then Jay's just kind of sitting with his headphones on because his mom started up again, and we'll see what happens in what was that, episode 5 and 6 now. So
yeah. All right. So that is Kingdom episodes 3 and 4. So far, so good. Like I said, I enjoyed this whole series. Later on, it felt kind of rushed when we get to the third season, the last season. I think they should have especially with them ending it, they could have gave us a little bit more. It reminds me of what's the movie what's the series we just finished?
The Bruce Lee one.
The one, yeah, the Bruce Lee one. Man, how can we forget that? Warrior. The way Warrior ends is, to me, reminds me of how this ends. Because there's a lot that they could have did.
That happens a lot when things end because people are just like, well, it's ending. Why do we care?
But I think they're doing it now because now, like back in the day, like we wouldn't have got shows like Warrior or Kingdom with only having 3 seasons. It would at least been 5 or 6 years of this show.
True.
We didn't really have like 3 seasons or whatever. We got a little bit longer. For most part, it was either 1 or it would be 5 or 6 years, 7 years. Most of TV shows that we watched back in the day were 8 seasons, 7 or 8 seasons. So
yeah, because people didn't just give up on stuff right away.
Yeah, you really back in the day, you didn't really start, hitting your stride to seasons 3 and 4. Typically, that's when the shows really start getting good and getting better than the previous one. Most of the time, like if you think about Family Guy, like nobody really watches the first season of Family Guy.
That's why I got canceled.
Huh?
That's why I got canceled, and then the DVD sales were through the roof, so they brought it back.
Yeah, so.
No, was it DVDs or streaming? I think it was streaming.
No, I think it was. That was so early. Like that was so early in the early 2000s. I can't really remember.
Whatever it was, I know that after they got canceled, everything took off, and then they brought it back. So.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, that's it for Kingdom. Anything else, Joe? This week we're definitely doing. Okay, so last week we were supposed to do the Batman. We didn't get a chance to. I had internet problems here at the house, but so this week we're going to record Batman for Superflix. Anything else, man?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, everyone, stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.